What is up? Welcome to the Freedom and Scrubs podcast. I'm Erran.
I'm Kim.
And together we are your favorite hilarious, real and raw...
And married. Hello.
Yes, and married travel couple.
This is the show where we are going to take you behind the scenes and share all of our crazy stories, lessons, and experiences from living on the road for the past 7 years as healthcare travelers.
Yeah.
We pretty much lived out of a Jeep with our pug, Mimi LaRue.
Yeah. So let's get this show on the road. Get it
Oh my gosh.
on the road because the show's about life on the road.
So clever.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back, y'all.
I've been saying y'all a lot lately. It's like my thing because, you know, I'm from Florida and a lot of people say y'all there. I never was one of them, but recently I've picked it up because it's shorter and it's shorter to say and type than you are. So I just have found myself saying y'all after all of these years.
Are you reverting back to your times in St. Simon's Island, Georgia?
Y'all, I used to be a Georgia peach.
Yeah.
When I watch old videos, okay, that doesn't sound anything
No, it
like...
doesn't.
Okay, I used to have a very strong Southern accent.
Okay.
But then it's gone.
Now it's California.
Well, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Let's be real. You guys know I like a good like.
Oh, yes. So, again, if you've listened to the first 4 episodes, or 5 episodes, we can turn it into a drinking game to how many times we say like.
Yeah. Let's just be honest and real and transparent as we are. We are aware that one of us does say like a lot.
I'm starting to talk like you, though.
But it's something we're aware of, something that we're working on.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this podcast is meant to be very conversational. And in my normal everyday conversation, I say like
Yes,
when I'm explaining something, when I'm thinking about something. So it is just part of my vernacular. Vernacular? Is that
Oh, wow.
how
That's
you
too
say
big of a
it?
word for me.
We'll have to Google it later.
Okay.
But we're working on it.
Yes.
So bear with us. It will
And
get better with time.
Big things happening today. I know whenever you're listening to this, but the time that we are recording this, our podcast just went live on iTunes.
For the first time.
For the first time. It took a little bit. There was a little snafu.
Snafu.
but
We've been going back and forth with these people for days. They kept rejecting us.
Yeah.
Saying we were spam.
We were spam or irrelevant content.
Yeah, we were like, what the heck? But it was just a bunch of techie stuff that Erran worked out, and now we are live.
I actually had
and
a lot of people talk about Apple, like, customer service not really getting back to you. I had an amazing customer service person.
Shout out to Apple.
Which was so awesome. They were back with me. They said, email me directly. It was so cool. So, shout out to them.
Sponsor an episode.
They are. They're allowing us to play it.
True. Good point.
Okay, so this week is something totally different that I am super excited about because it was a little birdie.
It was Aaron's idea.
In my noggin. And I thought, how cool would it be if Kim and I interviewed each other and didn't tell each other the questions?
Yeah.
So there's no prep. Rules of engagement are... We will go back and forth, ask each other questions. I have about 13 questions. Kim has...
I have currently 10, but I might steal a few from you.
Okay. And you get one veto.
Yeah.
That's all you can use is one veto, but you have to answer every other one of them. So you need to choose your veto very carefully.
I literally have bubble guts right now. I'm really nervous because I kept trying to sneak a peek and ask Erran to see his questions because I wanted to steal his questions and see if his were juicier than mine because I feel like I don't know how I feel about my questions, but he said absolutely not. So we're going into this totally candid, neither of us knows, and we're just going to kind of shoot from the hip here and answer the best that we can.
Does it make you feel like it was when we were dating and we were exchanging Christmas
I'm
presents?
nervous.
And you weren't sure what I got you, and was my gift better than yours?
Well, your gifts always are better than mine, let's be honest.
It's true.
You're really good at giving thoughtful, fun gifts, the way that you wrap them, the way that you package them. There's always some kind of event revolving around the gift giving. Like you're genius in that area. I just hand you a bag with and now I'm a card giver though, so I always add sentiment
apparently
and meaning.
I'm very sentimental about my grandmother's cards.
I like to read a card and then we got to get rid of it. Okay. We ain't got room to carry them around.
Okay, this could
All
take.
right.
Let's go. Let's
Here
jump
we go.
into it.
Let's dive in.
Are you starting or am I?
You're
Should
starting.
we paper, rock, scissors?
I'm going to steal your questions.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Question number 1. You can choose to veto or not.
Oh my god.
What is the biggest lesson personally that has changed you the most that you've learned while traveling?
Oh my God, I have that as a question for you too. Okay, the biggest lesson, I feel like there's so many. I think for me, one of the biggest ones is really learning to be more confident in who I am and more comfortable in my skin, no matter who I'm around. Because as travelers, we're always around all different types of personalities. We're always walking into new places, and sometimes it can feel nerve-wracking, or you don't feel as comfortable to be your brightest, boldest self, right? We can dim down, or we're nervous depending on who we're around. And so I think traveling I work on it every contract, every day, is like, not even just in contracts, but in life, of just showing up, being myself, saying what I want to say, being I keep saying bright, but like the brightest version of myself, no matter who I'm around and who's listening.
And what example though? Like, do you have one? Oh my first
gosh.
one.
Okay.
But for instance,
I think like for instance, we all know, like, for where I'm working right now, there is a couple of girls that I feel so comfortable with, and I'm myself, and we're laughing, and we're like going back and forth, and I just feel like my normal self, and I feel super confident around them. And then there's other people that there's nothing bad, but I don't feel as comfortable being myself, and we see things very, very differently. Our views, our opinions, just how, like, everything is so different. And so learning to to be who I am and express how I feel, no matter if that person agrees with me or thinks differently or feels differently, but not be afraid to say how I actually feel. And I don't have to agree because I want to be likable, or I want to fit in, or I don't want to cause any kind of tension. I just want to be me no matter what. And if we agree, great. If we don't, that's okay too. But I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to say what I think and feel, and owning that instead of shying away from it. Because I always used to shy away from it because I was nervous what other people were going to think about how I truly felt about something.
But not in a confrontational way, because you're not really confrontational, right?
No, not confrontational at all. But it's just like, I don't have to, I don't have to agree with you.
Right.
Does that make sense? I'm just going to be myself no matter
awesome.
what. And I think that's the biggest thing that I work on every day. And since I started traveling, I have really, really, really become more comfortable in my skin over the last 7 years, for sure.
And again, you guys will get to know it, but we are traveling healthcare professionals. We are in radiology. Mm-hmm. So we travel to different hospitals every 3 to 6 months. Yeah. So that's what Kim's talking about when she says, we're around a bunch of different personalities.
Well, yeah, and I think that, and I'll end it with this, because I think we could go on just a tangent on this. Lord, this might be a two-parter. But I think it's easy to surround yourself when you're home. You have like your friends and your like-minded people, and you're in your bubble essentially. And traveling is so different than that, because you don't have a bubble at all. Like, you and I are in our own bubble. We are together and we're like-minded, but like, we have no idea what we're about to walk into and the personalities we come in contact with, and we don't have control over that. We're meeting all different kinds of people. So we're always stepping out of our comfort zone in that way, and just like really owning who you are and being so comfortable with who you are that you show up as you no matter who's around, I
love that.
And so that's a big one for me. And that comes with like family, friends, everybody in my life. I'm really just trying to like own who I am and express that fully.
I love that. Good answer.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to throw it back to you because I have literally the same question. What's the thing you're most proud of? Okay, that's not it. Okay, that was a sneak peek. How do you think you've grown the most since starting to travel?
Oh my God.
In what area? So a specific area that you think that you have grown the most, because obviously we've grown in millions of ways, but what's the most? Or that you're working on wanting to grow in the most?
I think I have, of course, like 3 things pop up in my head, but I think the most for me is traveling has really triggered a lot of my insecurities. Mm-hmm. Of my bold personality, my ego, feeling...
You have an ego? I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, thanks, babe. Of just not feeling like I'm good enough or that I have to prove myself all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it really corresponds with what you said about just being in my element and just showing up and being the best version of me that I can be. And trusting in my skills, trusting in my personality, having a good time and wanting to really leave an impact on the departments and the towns and the places I go, of just like, wow, like he was fun to work with. He was great. I'm so glad we met him. And I think just being myself and not trying to figure that out or put a lot of pressure on myself to be a certain way that I think people want me to be.
Yeah.
Like I used to try to be overly funny or I would try to be aggressive in a way that I would talk to kind of feel edgy in a way, you know? And like, I just didn't really, to stand out. And I think I've just really been trying to get to know myself a lot more, and traveling really does that because you're out of your element, you're out of your bubble, and you really get to kind of refresh and create and
get to know yourself on so many levels
and modify and try things and figure things out and see how they work. And I think that's the biggest way that I've grown, is I've been really tuning into that and really taking what do you call it? I guess I would take inventory of, okay, I did this and I felt triggered and like this came up, and then, okay, like I'm going to deal with that and I'm going to learn what triggered me, and then I'm going to try to figure that out for the next time.
I think it's funny because I feel like we both asked the same first question and had similar answers in a sense, but I think like that is one of the biggest things with traveling. It's like a onion. You're constantly peeling back the layers because you're always learning and growing because you're out of your comfort zone, and you're able to explore different parts of yourself and let go of things that are no longer serving you, and to take things on that feel really good and like get more comfortable with who you actually are to the core, and not just, you know, trying to fit in.
But I think it speaks to the fact that when you're home, you're very closed off in a lot of ways, especially coming from a small town my whole life. And my dad used to always say, there's so much more than this town. You have to get out. And you hear it all the time. Like, if you want to learn, if you want to grow, then travel, see other cultures, see other people, interact with other people. And I think that was the biggest thing, was it was such a shock at first, like personally, that it took a while to regain. And obviously, as you know, my Stanford story and stuff like that, like that was a big turning point in my life, where I realized the way that I was showing up is no longer healthy.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love that. I think
I'll end it there.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we could go on and on and on about all of the things.
Yes.
But good. Okay, cool.
Do I get to ask another one?
Yeah, let's do a lighter one.
Okay. What is it that I do that annoys you the most?
Are we the same person?
And what is it that I do that you love the most?
Oh my god, we have the same question.
Are you serious?
I love it. Yeah, but mine were two separate. Okay, so how much time do we have how many things you do that annoy me?
Oh wow.
I'm just kidding.
I'm doing one of them right now.
I know, I'm like looking at you. Okay, so number one is you twirl your hair, which literally drives me crazy because you're doing it right now and you're going bald as we speak. Okay. That won't happen. But. Number two, and this is the biggest one, the ice chewing. Every night, Erran has to eat ice all day. He chomps on it. He has to have it in every drink that he has. And he is a man that likes to drink. Like, you have some kind of a beverage in your hand all damn day.
Not
even
alcoholic.
His coffee is, we're not alcohol, but some kind of a beverage. Even your coffee has ice in it. So every night before bed, Erran has to have a big cup of ice.
I eat it in the living room.
Now you do, but way back in the day, we used to get in bed at the same time, and like I would read, and he would like sit there and chomp ice and watch Sports Center. It was like this whole thing. And nothing makes my blood boil than you in a cup of ice and twirling your hair at the same time.
Okay.
Done. Hint, hint.
That's gonna be
okay,
tough.
as I'm saying this, you've just stopped twirling your hair because of the the question. And then there's a big cup of ice sitting right next to you.
There is.
Huge. Ready to be
Which
chomped.
I'm not going to do it because we're on the podcast.
That's hilarious. Which I think I get that from my dad because we were never allowed to chomp anything. If he wasn't eating, we weren't allowed to eat because of the chomping. So but I guess it's really just the ice. Nothing else really bothers me. Okay. What was the second part?
What is it that I do you love the most?
Gosh, there's so many things.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
There's way more things that I love about you than annoy me. That's for sure.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's always a good thing. If I had to pick one, I think it's just you're such a thoughtful person and you really go out of your way to do things that are thoughtful and that make me feel good. Like, to be helpful, to support me, to make me feel good. Like, you just are, you always have those little touches where you just go above and beyond. And I always feel so supported, taken care of. And you're just really, really good at that. And you do it all the time. And I think that's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Success.
Okay, right back at you.
I mean, we got to get different
I know,
questions.
but okay, then we'll circle back to that. What is your favorite part about being married?
Ooh. That's good.
I know.
My favorite part about being married. Well, I think for me, one, marriage was serious for me, right? It wasn't just like something I thought I would just do because the time was right or whatever.
Yeah.
We got along so good from the beginning that it was just so much fun to hang out with you.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's personal though, right? It's not, I don't think it's a thing that I can say about marriage.
What's your favorite part about marriage? What is your favorite personal part about being married?
I think it's having my ride or die with me always.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are my partner, you're my soulmate, you're my teammate. Like we have a business together, we work together, we travel together, we do everything together. And it's back to that whole thing between that last podcast, one of the podcasts we did about the like and love.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely, seriously like you a lot to where I want to hang out. And I feel that I think my best part about being married is the fact that you know me so well that you can keep me in check with improving and growing, and it's this constant thing that I can take my crazy mind and throw ideas off of you. Other than that, I'd just be sitting in a house by myself throwing crazy ideas to Mimi, and she doesn't talk.
She's a good listener though.
She's a good listener.
She won't roll her eyes or get annoyed.
That's true, but it's very much like I have that person that I can bounce crazy ideas off. I can go and experience things with, that I enjoy being around, that I just always have that partner to have fun with.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't feel, it's not like a lonely feeling. It's literally like we could go do anything and anything could happen and it would be an adventure.
And it would be fun.
Yeah.
Totes.
So that's my favorite part.
I love that.
And I like when let's getting into the other question. It's nice having a partner that steps up and handles, more than half the load, and you know what I'm saying?
Load.
To have that. Okay. Yeah, that's my answer.
I have other things on my mind.
That's my answer.
Okay, I love it. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Your next question.
My next question. Describe your ideal day if you could make it up.
Ooh.
If there was no rules. Just your ideal day.
Okay.
What would it be?
Ooh, I love it. Okay, so I would wake up at 8 o'clock.
Wow, I like this.
Preferred time.
Specificity.
Oh, yeah, you know me, and I like to be specific with schedules. So I would wake up at 8. I would go get a delicious cup of coffee. Well, first I do hot water and lemon. And
Where
then
would you live?
Green juice.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, you're asking me too many things.
Okay.
Where would I live?
I guess let's nix that. But you said you would walk to get a cup of coffee.
No, I don't. In my ideal day, I don't want to do that. My ideal day, I don't want to do that.
Okay, so you'd brew your own coffee.
I'd either be in New York or somewhere on the California coast.
Okay.
Okay? Not sure yet.
Okay.
So I would wake up, I would have my water and my juice, and then I always start my day with a meditation because I like to center myself and just kind of connect, do some journaling, and then I like to have some kind of a podcast, just something inspiring to listen to or to watch. I love having a cup of coffee and just enjoying it and giving myself like 30 minutes to inspire myself in some way. It's usually a podcast or a YouTube video. So I would do that. I'd give myself an hour. Okay. Nice couple cups of coffee. And then I would go to either Soul Cycle or a bar class. I'd walk there.
Okay.
So there's our walk. And I would walk there listening to a podcast because I'm obsessed. And I would do a workout. And then I would go to a coffee shop, like my favorite coffee shop, and get like a delicious healthy smoothie of some sort, or avocado toast, or maybe a special tea, just something. Set up my computer and get some work done inside of our business, right?
Okay.
So talking to the students, doing some social media stuff, coming up with some podcasts, planning our next trip, whatever it may be, but just sitting in the coffee shop for a couple of hours and getting some work done, feeling really good, and then go home, walk home, and then go get something cool for lunch. So meeting you for lunch would be ideal.
Okay, where am I in this whole thing?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm alone in the morning. You know me, I like to have my alone time in the morning,
Okay.
and then I like to merge about in the afternoon.
Okay.
So you're off doing your own thing.
Okay.
And then we come together for a little lunch.
Okay.
Go get some work done together. So maybe we record a podcast or we go live or whatever. And then we go home, take showers, put on a really cute outfit, and then go meet up with some friends, have some dinner, maybe have a glass of wine, or actually a martini, a filthy martini, and like go do something fun for the evening.
I love
I
that.
think that's what my ideal day would be.
Okay. I mean, what is that different than what you do now?
I spend 10 hours in the ultrasound department.
That's true.
So if we could just nix that whole thing, then the day would already be aligned with what I would love to do.
Hashtag working on it.
So, but was that like a normal day or a fun, like,
No,
that was
I
just
think
a normal Monday
I want to
through
say, like,
Friday.
what's your normal ideal day?
Yeah, that would be like a normal, ideal, fun day for me.
Okay. Okay.
What would be your ideal day? Now I want to know yours.
Basically the same thing, like waking up 8 o'clock, having a cup of coffee, going to a workout. I love getting my workout in early. Going to an Orange Theory. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Or I'd go to a cycle thing with you, as long as it's that competitive cycle. That's what I want to do.
Oh, yeah, where you're watching yourself on the screen and
Yeah.
you're competing with others.
Yeah.
It's badass.
And then...
You would get too crazy, though.
I would.
I feel like you'd flip over the handlebars because you would be going too fast.
Probably would.
Like, you couldn't handle it, I feel like. You still have your ego things to work on before
That's
you
true.
do that.
But it's a good competitive.
No, it is. It is.
Then I'd like to work on something, be planning something inspirational, going big, like having those big ideas, putting them to action, working on the business, going live, podcasts, and then, like you said, I love that. I would fit
a little lunch.
I would fit in a nap.
Ooh, naked nap.
Sure.
Naked nap. My favorite thing to do.
Yep.
In the world.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
I'm a huge fan of naps.
Yeah.
I think they should be back. I think everybody should get a nap, like Spain and all them.
They shut it down.
Yep.
20 minutes, all you need. I can get down with that.
So anyway, and then going out with friends, yeah.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay.
Done. But would you do New York or West Coast? Where would your ideal place to be to live?
I still can't. I mean, I'd have to throw in Seattle in the summer.
There's so many choices.
We
have no idea where we want to settle down, you guys. The story is real. The
word
is real.
settle down doesn't even come in our vocabulary.
No. We're not there yet.
No.
But I do know that it will be a city because I do like the walkability of a city. I like the energy of the city. I like things to do. And right now we're living in the middle of butt-F freaking sticks of America. And we can check that off the list because that's definitely not where I want to live.
No, and we cook a lot, but when we want to go out and we're busy, like I need something readily accessible that is somewhat healthy.
Yeah. Like just being able to go and like go to Whole Foods or get a salad or just have healthier options. There's nothing here. If you want to go out to eat, you're getting either pizza or sushi. That's it. Mm-hmm. So definitely city vibes with accessibility to be outdoors, to go hiking, mountains, ocean, which I guess New York doesn't have that.
They have water.
So maybe it's San Diego.
You could, yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
Ooh. Okay. What is the thing that annoys you the most about me?
Where do I begin?
That's mean. I said I had more things I loved about you.
I do have way more things that I love about you than annoy me.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean, if we're being bold and honest and raw, it's the control thing.
Ooh, I'm a total control freak.
Like when you get very nitpicky, but you've gotten so much
I
better.
I'm so much better.
You've improved in the last like 3 months that literally it's not really there, but you used to nitpick everything I ate.
Okay, can we not use the word nitpick because that's actually not true?
Okay.
I was trying to help you.
In
Just like
your
this
own
morning,
mind.
I made you drink your green juice because it's a really great way to start your day. So I'm just giving you.
It's not that. It was back when like I would order a beer for lunch. You'd be like, "Do you really want that?" It was like stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really annoying. It's like if I want a beer at lunch, I'm gonna get a beer at lunch. Like.
I know you're so wild.
See, it's coming out.
I'm just kidding. I don't do that anymore.
No, I know. You've gotten so much better, but I think that's the biggest thing. It's pretty much the only thing that really annoys me.
Oh, that's good to know. Because I don't do that anymore. So there's nothing then. I'm just perfect, I guess is what you're saying, right?
I mean, there's really nothing that pops up in my head.
Okay, let me just ask you another one because it's the same thing. So then what do you love most about me?
Oh, wow.
You only can pick one thing because I only could pick one thing.
I know, that's tough. I think what I love the most about you is you know me so well and you step up when you can just sense that I need that. Like you just sense it. Like there's just things that you know I like and there's things you know I don't like and you just sense it and do it without me even like having to like say anything, or it's a really cool thing that like I don't really even know how to put language behind. But it's the special things that you're just like, wow, like I was really feeling this way and like you just knew and did this thing for me or took that off my plate or stepped up and like handled it. And I think I love how strong you are as a person, and you're not, it can be like a double-edged sword sometimes, but I love how independent you are, that you just handle stuff. You're not like, I can't do that, or I don't want to do that. Like you just will handle it. And sometimes you'll handle it too much. I'm like, throw me a bone here. Like I can help out. And you'll just take care of things. And I love that. Like I know that you've got it handled. I know you can handle your business. I know you can step up and deal with things. And it's just this cool vibe that I love the most.
Oh, I love that.
Cool.
I'll take it any day of the week. We should do more interviews like this.
I know. So, all right, fun question.
Okay.
Fun and possibly funny.
Okay.
I want to know.
Okay.
What do you do when you get a young, attractive, hot patient and it's for a scrotal sono?
Oh my god. We were just talking about this at work actually yesterday. I hate it. It's so awkward. Because they're awkward. I just had it. Well, okay, he wasn't young or attractive, but he just did get out of jail. And he was my age. And he was like this young dude. And just like awkward. And he was wearing an ankle bracelet. No judgment. But it was just like, he was really uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you're an attractive, not just because you're my wife, but I mean...
I'm like, hi, I'm going to be doing your ultrasound. And
you're
like,
what every
oh,
guy hopes never comes out to get you out of the waiting room.
So awkward. I don't know. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable. And I only feel uncomfortable and they feel uncomfortable. And usually when they're my age and they're attractive. Because I was laughing with one of the girls I work with because she was saying how she loves like bald buff men. It's like her thing. I don't know, we'll mention her name in case she's listening. But like she told her boyfriend knows that she loves bald buff man. Okay. Bald buff man, and he's like the total opposite. But then they were like laughing about it. Or no, she was laughing with the girl, another girl at work about how she loves bald buff men, and then a testicle came through and it was a bald buff man who was her age, and she was like, oh my god, like she's like, I couldn't even form a sentence. I was like shaky because you know we have to tell them how to prep, and there's all these towels and there's all these like you gotta put your penis here. It's like a whole thing. And most of the time, like, guys have no idea what you're saying. They're not listening. And you open the door and they're like butt naked and all fours on the bed, like just spread eagle. And you're like, how did we get here? You know? And so she's like, he was so cute. I didn't know what to say. Like, I was stuttering. And he, like, just pulled down his pants. And I just, like, went to town. True story. That happens. Okay. The inside scoop of stenographers. Mm-hmm. But
stenographers do it in the dark.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, it's just awkward. So if you're cute and my age, like, don't come to me with your balls out.
All right. I can't believe I thought you would veto that question.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm not afraid to talk about that.
All right.
Okay. What is your favorite part about traveling? Oh, no, that's not what I want to ask you. If you took 6 months off, how would you spend your time and what would that look like?
6 months off?
Yeah. What would you do?
Whew.
Loaded.
That is loaded.
You know.
I mean, I think for me right now, like 6 months off, I would like to do the van around New Zealand.
Yeah.
Go into Australia. And then I would like to go to Vietnam.
Ooh. So traveling.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'd like to do like 4 months of traveling.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 months being somewhere.
2 months being somewhere really cool by the beach, like New York, where we can get like a bunch of work done and be inspired and like really go to the next level.
Yeah.
And then know that the trip is coming up.
Yes.
And then
on that.
And then go.
In on it. So go to New York or San Diego. We have to pick. We're not sure. But go to one or the other for 2 months. Get like a cool Airbnb. Get some work done. Like just like pump out some shit. Feel inspired. Have a good time. And then go and have a cool travel experience. Yeah. I can totally get on board with that.
Because since we've both been working, I feel really behind. So...
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, I want to get caught up and then be at a point of 0 and then just all creative projects from there on
just
out. Just
vlogs for days and pictures for days and podcasts for days. Yes. I can get on board with that.
Yep.
Okay, let's sign up for that. And it's funny, I was listening to a podcast. I feel like all my sentences start with that. But she was saying how she got, like, her first course that she sold, she made $68,000 and it was the most money she had ever seen. You know how we always ask each other, like, if we won the lottery, what's the first thing that you would do?
You would get lunch.
Right. Because everyone's like, oh, I would buy a car and I would, whatever it is. But I'm like, no, what's the first thing you would do? And so she's like, I had never seen money like that before. And so I called my mom and she's like, the very first thing I did, I called my mom, I was like, Mom, we're going to Olive Garden. Because she's like, for me, Olive Garden, like, that was, like, a step up in the world. She's like, pack your purse up. Like, I'm picking you up. We're going to Olive Garden. It's my treat. And I took my mom out, and we celebrated at Olive Garden. And, like, it was a whole thing. But it made me laugh because I'm always like, I guess that wasn't the question about winning the lottery. I was just taking time off. But just, like, it always starts with, like, a celebratory lunch.
Always.
Any time off or, like, exciting thing. You go to lunch, you celebrate things.
At the Pacific Coast Grill.
In San Diego? I feel like you're putting out San Diego vibes.
I am.
Over New York vibes?
Yeah.
Okay. Something to simmer on.
Oh, that was... All right. It's my question.
Yeah.
What's your definition of freedom?
Ooh. Freedom to me is just really living a life that you want. Living a life in a way that feels really good to you, whatever that looks like. So, you know, for me personally, it looks like 100% being location independent, which means that I don't have to live in a certain area to work at a job. I can work fully from my computer. I can get online, share my life, share my stories, inspire, move, help people, support people. And that is my job. Like, that is how I make a living. And being able to travel and do that from anywhere in the world. And
then go spend time with family whenever we want.
That's what just like being able to completely be wherever I want in the world, doing work that's inspiring people, having fun, and just waking up every day like feeling excited and passionate about the life that I'm living and not feeling tied. Like for me right now, clocking in and out every single day, doing this grind, having 30 minutes for lunch, like that does not feel like freedom. Like having 2 weeks off a year, these full-time people, like that does not feel, that's the opposite of freedom. So I'm trying to kind of bust away from that life. And to me, that's freedom.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody's shooting for. It's just a matter of who puts it to action.
Who's actually doing the damn thing.
Right.
We all, of course, that's the dream. Isn't that everyone's dream? But like, what are you doing to make that happen?
But it's funny because I think everybody's like, well, I'm either going to hit the lotto, I'm going to get a lawsuit, or I'm going to inherit money.
That's just weird thinking.
Right. Or you can go out and
like,
get
off your ass
self.
and start taking steps towards what it is you actually want.
There's
That's
so
what
many,
we do every day.
All day,
every
every day.
We're hustling. Okay. This is funny because I feel like you already answered this, but if we ever settle down...
Did you just air quote on a podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever, in quotes.
Well, when you do this, I don't know what that means.
Okay, because like, ever.
Any Friends fans out there?
That's such a good episode. I love them. If we ever settle down, do you have any idea of where you'd want to live, vibes that you're looking for? I feel like we've kind of talked
Actually,
about
I know this already. My ideal thing, this is what I want, is I really want to be in New York for one holiday season.
Yeah.
So I would like to be there for 3 months, and I would like to be there during the holidays. I've always wanted to see a Christmas in New York City.
Yeah.
Always.
Done.
I want to go to the Rockefeller Center and see the tree lit up. I want to go ice skating.
The whole
and then I want to just be in the vibes of the town during
Thanksgiving
Christmas.
Day Parade.
Thanksgiving Day Parade. Oh my God.
It's like your wet dream.
And I said I wanted to be in an apartment that I could see the parade from my apartment.
Yeah.
So I could wake up on Thanksgiving and just have that morning where I'm watching the parade out of my window.
Dreams.
Yeah, hashtag. And then I would want to spend after New Year's Day, I'd want to go home to Florida and spend it until March. Because Florida in January through March, I think is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Plus, we could be around family. We can live at the beach.
So doesn't sound like settling at all.
There's no such thing as settling for. I think that is settled for me.
Yeah.
But I think I would have a house that I travel from.
Yeah.
In San Diego.
Ooh, interesting.
That's where I'm at right now.
I'm still not sure.
So that
the jig is still up.
Does that answer the question?
Yes. So I'm on board.
Okay.
And then maybe get an RV and go around the country to all the parks.
Yeah, because I feel like when we go home, it's nice to have the RV, but we could drive and just go where we want. But that defeats then we'd have to park it somewhere and go into New York, and then...
Right.
So...
We can just park it at my sister's.
That's true.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Oh, I have a good one. Okay, go.
This one's easy, I think.
I have one more question.
Who or what is your favorite podcast and why?
Oh, I have different ones for different things. Okay, so
well,
I'm
just
just
list
going to
some
shoot
stuff
them
off.
through. Or go through it. So, I love Lewis Howes, the School of Greatness for inspiration, because he interviews the most inspiring people from all walks of life, all industries,
He just interviewed
across
Mike
the
Tyson.
board. Did he? Yeah, he's just fantastic, and his interviews are always super inspiring, and I just, you and I watch them. I love watching them with you, because he does it, one you can listen to or YouTube, and we will sit and have coffee and watch one. It's my favorite thing to do. So Lewis Howes, and then I'm really into the Skinny Confidential, him and her podcast right now. I just found them a couple of weeks ago, and I've been like binge listening to them. They're a couple. They have a podcast. We
saw them on Lewis Howes.
We found them on Lewis Howes. And they talk a lot about business and entrepreneurship and relationships and working together. And it's really relatable to you and I, Erran and I. So I'm really into them right now. And they also interview people that I really like. It's an entrepreneurial podcast pretty much, but also relationships. And then the last one I'll say is the Angie Lee Show.
Okay.
She's another entrepreneur, but she is so inspiring, and she gives really good stories and inspiration and tips for entrepreneurs when it comes to marketing and sales and confidence and like all different things. And she interviews other entrepreneurs. So I love all three of those. Oh, and then the last one is The Skim. The girls who are the creators of The Skim, which The Skim is just a newsletter that goes out every day that like skims the news basically and gives you all the headlines
It's
of what's
good.
going
I read
on.
it every morning.
Yeah, it's a great way to get like what's happening in the world really quickly into your inbox. But the two girls, Carly and Danielle, they're awesome. They live in New York City and they interview other women entrepreneurs and they dive deep into not like tips and tricks and tools, but their stories about their entrepreneurial journey and how they got to where they are today. And that is one of my favorite things to listen to. I love people's stories, and it just inspires me. So those are my top ones right now.
That's good.
Yeah. What about you? Oh, and Impact Theory. Okay, I'll let you say that one because I know it's your top one.
My top one is Impact Theory with
Yeah.
Tom Bill. I'm just like obsessed with him and
Yeah.
like his journey and his relationship with his wife and what he's created. And every time I think I like pretty much know what he's gonna say or how he's gonna do it, like he surprises me with something new.
Yeah, he's the creator of the Quest Bar too.
Quest bars, and now he does Impact Theory,
Yeah.
which is awesome. But he literally, just the way he ran his business, and we found him on Lewis House as well.
Of course.
But the way he ran his business as a leader, as a CEO, he's always trying to improve himself and grow, and that's like really role model-y for me. Mm-hmm. To see somebody and really be like, okay, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's very relatable.
He's so relatable. He's so humble. He's so down to earth. And he also interviews such inspiring people, and he asks really, really good questions.
He knows his guests almost better than they know themselves.
Yeah, and so his interviews are just, they're not like your traditional interview. They go deep. He asks great questions, and it's like telling their story. And again,
And then
we're obsessed with stories.
Lewis House is
Yeah.
the School of Greatness, and then getting to go to the Summit of Greatness
Yeah.
is like awesome.
Yeah, I know. We won't get to go this year
Because it's basically a live podcast.
It's amazing. And it's all the people who have been on his podcast. Oh, and then I really love Rachel Hollis and Dave Hollis.
Oh, yeah, Rise Up Together.
Yeah, she has one alone, but they do one together, and it's just a husband and wife again. I love couples, obviously. We're attracted to that because we are couples. But they podcast, they shoot the shit, they talk about all random topics and subjects when it comes to relationships and business and stuff like that. And love that. Awesome. And I can go on and on.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my final question for you. I actually have more, but I feel like we're running out of time.
No, just go.
Okay, so I think this is where my lottery thing came in. If you won the lottery and money wasn't an issue, what would you do and what would your life look like?
Can we restructure that?
So if you won the lottery.
No, can I restructure the question?
Yeah.
When we achieve what we want in business and we're able to do whatever we want.
Okay, but I think the point of the question
Because I don't
is...
even play the lottery.
The point of the question is, if you won the lottery...
Okay.
So you didn't have to work. You don't need a business. You don't need to be an IR tech. Like money is... It's overflowing in abundance. You don't need to do anything. So if you don't need to do anything to make money, what would you do?
Ooh.
Because money doesn't matter.
Ooh.
You're not doing anything for money.
That's good. So, number one, the trip to Africa that we did really changed my life in a big, big, big way. And it was actually the first time, I know this sounds really weird, but maybe other healthcare professionals will understand. It was the first time that I felt like I was really helping people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I mean, we help people every day, and it's really humbling and amazing. But it was just on another level. It was just huge. So I would want to still use my IR skills to go do mission trips like that and really help build IR departments around the world. Mm-hmm. I've always had a love for sports, as you know. So I'd always want to create an avenue for kids that, I always knew, like when I was growing up, it's like if your parents can't afford a camp or something, like have something that, it's almost like a scholarship that these kids could go to camps.
Oh, that's good. I love that.
And different things that, maybe they're really good, but they're not being talked about a lot.
Yeah.
And they don't have a way to branch out. And then I think the biggest thing for me is it would be continuing to do podcasts, just inspiring people. I would love to do like Summit of Great, like how he has a Summit of Greatness, like live events where we bring in inspirational people. And I would just bring these people in and have these huge events for people to just feel inspired, to be cracked open, and just the feeling that I feel when I go there, I want people to have that.
Yeah. So still continuing to do...
Pretty much doing everything,
teachers,
but going
leaders,
into the
having
IR
workshops.
department.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, cool. What's your
And
next
I would go to
question?
lunch first.
Obviously.
And I would get a beer.
You wild animal.
An IPA on draft.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would get a dirty martini.
I could go for one right now.
I could go for a martini right now.
Okay, this was kind of the same thing in a way, but I really feel like I know the answer, and I don't know if I should ask it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If you could do anything different in life, what would it be?
If I could do anything different?
Yeah, I mean, all right.
I wouldn't do anything different.
Okay, all right. I guess I was leaning more towards, like, if you were a child again and growing up, like, what would you do different?
That's such a loaded question, because how I feel about, like, you know, life and my faith and all of that is, like...
You're right where you need to be.
Yeah, because everything... Of course, there's things I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have... You know, I always dreamed of going to NYU. That was, like, a dream of mine. I have an obsession with New York City. I wanted to go to NYU. I wanted to have a real college
Well, you were going there
experience.
before I met you.
I know. I wanted to... You know, there's a bunch of things I probably would have changed, but I believe that everything, life took me on the journey that led me to exactly where I am now, and I don't know where I would be if I would have done things differently. I have no idea what life would look like. But I chose this path based off the decisions that I made, and I couldn't be happier with where my life is and who I am today, and I don't think I would be where I am without my past and the decisions that I've made. And so, I don't know, I honestly wouldn't change anything, because then... Gosh, who knows? If I would have went to NYU and I would have, you know, become this writer, work for a magazine, I would never have met you. Or if I would have been, my other dream was either to go to NYU or be a flight attendant. Very different things. I should have went to NYU and then became a flight attendant. But then it's like, I would never have met you, or I would never have done ultrasound, which ultrasound has led me to where I am now. So I wouldn't change anything.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad it came out that... Because I knew about the NYU thing.
Yeah.
And I knew you were like, I want to be a fashion designer.
I never wanted to be a fashion designer.
You didn't
Do you
want
not
to get
know
into,
me at all?
You didn't want to get into fashion. You said that at
No,
one point.
I wanted to work at a glossy magazine as like an editor.
Oh.
Like an editor-in-chief, because I love writing. And I wanted to be a writer, like very Carrie Bradshaw style.
Oh my god. Of course.
But I wanted to do like freelance writing, but also like I wanted to write for my apartment, but also work for a magazine.
Okay.
And be a writer and travel and be a flight attendant. Those are all of the things. And it's funny because now I do all the things. I write, I travel. I haven't lived in an apartment like Carrie Bradshaw just yet, but we did go to her apartment last year. So there's a start.
It's true.
We visited it on...
Yes, we did.
What's the street? Mulberry Street?
Something like that.
Anyways, so we're getting there. One step closer. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, this is my last question because I'm getting tired. I am. It's 9 o'clock. I've been up since 4 a.m. Okay, what is something personal that you are working on right now?
Ooh.
For yourself.
I guess total... I mean, like we said, we're going to be honest. So I recently quit dipping. Mm-hmm. And that was a big thing for me. I did it for, 15 years?
Long ass time.
And battled it for a long time, and it really got to a point where it was, consuming me. All I wanted was my night to sit down in my chair by myself and have my dip and watch SportsCenter.
Your dream in life.
Yeah.
With your hands down your pants and maybe a bear.
I mean, what are you painting me out to be? It's so crazy to me. Is that your internal picture of me?
I'm just joshing you. Actually, that's like the exact opposite of who you are.
Right.
That's why it's funny.
I think there's a lot of things that I've internalized that I battle myself over that I want to do more of and want to show up as in this way of big and bold and just really like, for instance, I got up this morning at 5:20 when I didn't have to be at work until 8.
Yeah.
And I got stuff done. And I was so excited about that. And that's something I've always said to myself that I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I just never pulled the trigger. And I think it's really fine-tuning and really listening to the internal battles that are going on inside and bringing them to the forefront and taking them on one step at a time.
So what are you working on right now? I don't understand.
I just said it. Like, I'm listening to those internal battles. Like, 1, I quit dipping. 2, I've always said I wanted to wake up early and, like, get a good start to my day.
So being consistent with the things that you want to do.
Yeah. That's thank you for putting, see, this is what I love about you.
See, I'm able to read through your, messiness sometimes.
I'm always messy.
Exactly. And I'm able to kind of pull that and then put language around it and package it up in like a 2-word bit.
Like, my brain works so weird. Like, it's just constantly flowing, constantly on, constantly going. No. And like, it's hard for me to really get across what I want to say.
Yeah.
And I'm able to just throw pizza on the wall, and you're able to decipher it and turn it again to language that I wanted to say.
Yeah, that's so true in all areas, I feel like.
You're kind of like my translator.
Yeah, you're always throwing things around, and then I'm really good at taking things, organizing them, packaging them up, and you're like the creator and visionary, and then I'm really good at executing and bringing things to life and putting them in a structure that, like, gives us steps to take.
Well, not only that, you're like, whoa, that's a little big. Love the idea.
Bring her down.
Bring her down a bit. Let's corral that, and this is how we can make it happen.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Okay, next question.
Okay. If you could speak multiple languages, let's say 2 other languages other than English, what would they be and why?
Random question. Italian.
Why?
Because I would love to live in Italy. I really want to do like an eat, pray, love situation.
Did you mean for or fur? What? How do you spell fur?
I'm like sleeping.
You're like, I really want to live in Italy fur.
Okay, all my systems are shutting down. I swear I haven't had a martini. I would love to do an eat, pray, love type of situation.
Okay.
But like, with you, Abe.
Okay. This is getting really bizarre.
So I would like to learn Italian because I think it'd be cool to like live in. Remember, okay, one of Erran and I's dreams was that when we started our online business, we wanted to celebrate being able to work from anywhere, and the first place that we wanted to go was, and I always say this wrong, but Cinque Terre, in Italy on the coast.
Amalfi Coast.
Mm-hmm. It's not the Amalfi Coast, but
it's not.
Just, no, babe.
Oh,
I don't think so. We've been to the Amalfi Coast.
I thought we were in.
I don't know. Just listen to my story.
Okay.
So, anyways, we still haven't gone. Oh, it was on our vision board.
Well, I have
years
that
and years and years and years and years.
Of the person I worked with in Harborview in Seattle. I have her address, and she said, "You send me a postcard when you're there, because I know that you made it and you've reached your goal that you've been saying back since like 2016."
Yeah. That's going to be our celebratory trip when we can 100% step away from hospital work and really be in our business full time, fully supporting ourselves with our business.
You can bet your ass we're going to do a podcast from there.
Oh my God, exactly. So we just went on a tangent. But so Italian would be fun because when we're there, I could speak to the people.
Okay, what's your second?
And then I was going to say Spanish because you can just use
so
it anywhere,
similar.
but they're so similar. So that's it. I just want to learn Italian or Spanish. Okay. What about you?
I want to do Spanish because I like the language. I don't know. I really found it interesting.
You love all Spanish music.
I do. I love the beats and the way it is. And I think Spanish is very universal.
Yeah.
And then Canadian.
Like French?
No, just Canadian.
Babe.
It was a joke.
Oh.
I can't do one joke and you laugh.
Well,
like, you have to take me seriously. Babe, come on. Come on, babe. That's not real.
You never know.
I want to learn Canadian, eh?
Okay. You already know it, eh? That's all they say.
I think Spanish and I'm really into Swahili.
Ooh, that was actually a fun language
because
to learn.
who says they know Swahili, you know?
I do. Akunashita.
Akunashita.
No worries, my friend.
Yeah, a little tip, everybody. If you go to Tanzania, Akuna Matata was in
tourists.
Lion King. That's for tourists. Akunashita is actually the way they say no worries.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Let's end on that because I feel like that's a perfect way to go. I have a question. What's the thing you're most proud of that you've accomplished since traveling?
Oh, our business. Like, actually, like, getting very clear on what it is that we want and the direction that we're going. And I love Traveler School. I love showing up for the students. I love that we created something that we wanted so bad.
Yeah.
And that it is helping so many people. And being able to do that is so uplifting that I don't know, I was thinking about it last night sitting in the chair. I don't know why I was trying to think of the questions that you were going to ask me. Mm-hmm. And I started to think of what are the 3 most impactful words for me right now. And it really is how I sign my emails now.
I was going to ask you.
I thought you were going to say, like, what are 3 words that inspire you the most or something. I was going to ask you that. I think it's actually in here.
Oh my God. It's such
okay, well then I'm not going to tell you then.
It's such a you question. That's so funny.
How is it a you question?
Because I feel like that's just something you would ask.
Is there something wrong with it?
No, it's just you.
So my 3 words, now that you've killed it, might as well take a shotgun and shoot it out of the sky.
Wow.
Was inspire, impact, and empower. And I think any way that I can do that in my life, inspire people, leave an impact, and empower them to go out and do whatever it is that sets them free or that lights them up and gives back and adds value to the world is literally, I feel like, the 3 words of my mission.
I love that. That's beautiful, babe. Okay, my 3 words are thanks for asking.
Oh, God forbid I asked that question.
Babe, it wasn't a negative thing.
Such a you question.
It's such a perfect example of you taking what I say and scrambling it up and then making it negative.
Well, thank God it's being recorded.
All I said was that it's a very you thing. Like, I feel like you'd be like, pick a song that describes your soul.
That was the question?
Exactly. See? Exactly.
What is the song that is your soundtrack?
I'm picking my 3 songs, or my 3 words.
Okay.
Fun.
Okay.
Because I personally want to have more fun in my life.
You don't have fun in your life?
Sometimes I get too wound up and I get too serious. You know, I can be very dun and focused. And so I'm trying to be more playful and fun in my relationship with you when it comes to business stuff.
Okay.
And then being softer.
Okay. I mean, this is polar fucking opposites, dude. Like, I'm like, impact the world, and you're like, I want to be softer and more fun.
No, because these are important to me. These are my words.
Okay.
I say to myself every day.
So you.
I want to be softer in my relationship.
Okay.
Because I can be...
Why am I getting flashbacks to your sister playing board games right now? Like, totally off topic.
Reading poetry.
Anyway.
Writing her husband a poem.
When
she
many
was supposed to be like playing Hangman. I want to be, so those are my words, fun, because I feel like I'm really like confident and bold and like aggressive, not aggressive, but like.
Okay, guys, this has been an excellent podcast.
I thought, like in life, and I can be hard sometimes. Like I just am. I'm not somebody you want to mess with. But I feel like in my relationship with you, I can be like, I want to be more soft. I don't want to be hard with you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I want to be soft.
Fun and soft.
And friendly.
Okay.
Okay, it's time for a bed.
All right. Well,
those are my 3 words.
That wraps up our questions and interviewing each other. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
I think it was fun.
It was fun.
I learned a lot. I just asked you the questions I wanted to know.
I gotta say, there was a little bit of a concern that based off of not knowing the answers and not prepping for
I feel like I could have answered them better.
Why? I would rather you answer from
Should
shooting
we do
from
it
the hip.
again?
No, shooting from the hip.
Let's do it again. And
We'll do it another time. But we'll see how it goes. But I thought there was going to be a lot of dead air, and there wasn't.
No, because we're just speaking from our cupcakes.
Okay, you're done. You are done for the night.
It's time for you to go tuck me in.
Okay.
And check for monsters.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, and we will be back next week with some other crazy topic.
And make sure to leave us a review and subscribe, and follow us on the Instagrams. We do basically a daily vlog on our Instagram story, so you can follow all of our crazy, all of our travels, adventures, and all the things. So follow us over there, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces!